Welcome to the June 29th Thursday chat. I had occasion to look back at our old residents' website and to see what was there about us that might not yet have reached the new one. And I found in the videos, we had a whole separate section of videos. Last week's was the 171st video of a Thursday chat. It started back on April 20th of 2020, and it was interesting. I went and played it, and David was giving us a report that he did for so many weeks on the trustees' update on COVID. So it's kind of amazing that this is an assembly that has no formal organization. And
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Where is that coming from? That still we have all these people who gather every week, like it's a tradition for people to go down to the corner Thursday nights and all talk together. So anyway, this is number 172. We have a limit as to a limited number of people to make announcements. The first one is Sheila Palais. Sheila?
One moment.
I'm right here. Hi, everyone. And all I can say is thank you for the incredible turnout yesterday on the our wonderful art exhibit. It was amazing.
Saw you before.
And a few of you mentioned that I should kind of encourage everyone to see incredible variety of photographs. I'm sorry, Jerry, are you talking to me?
Jerry, Sheila was talking.
That's odd. I'm sorry. I think something happened on my machine the first time. Siri or something got involved. All right. I'm sorry to have interrupted you. Go ahead, Sheila.
Oh, no problem. Anyway, I as I said, I just thank you for the turnout. It was really amazing and very exciting for all of the photographers who were present, and those who weren't should just be thrilled because the reception that we got was really amazing. And I encourage anyone who's interested in learning about iPhone photography to join us. And all you need to do is look us up, look my email address up on our new icon for talking to each other, and just put in my name, Sheila Palais, and you will get my email address and you can contact me, and I will share the Zoom link that we have. We meet once a month, the fourth Thursday of every month at 10 o'clock, and we do it on Zoom. And what we do is for the first, half an hour or so, sometimes less, sometimes more, we do some learning. And so we learn about the iPhone and what it's capable of doing, and also something about how we can make our photographs better. And then at the second half of our time, we share photographs. So everyone sends me photographs, and then we go through them and talk about them. And it's really fun, and we all learn from each other, and that's what it's all about. So please join us, and thank you once again. It was great fun, and enjoy the photographs. And I just want to say that the photographers that participated were thrilled with yesterday, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy looking at their photographs. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Terry Union.
Thank you. So I just wanted to bring something to your attention, and I probably should have asked Matt about this, but he can chime in and correct me or tell us what we should do. And that has to do with our new wonderful Touchtown program, which is terrific. And I don't know all the people involved who put it together, but it's really a great tool. But there are a couple of items that are not correct that I think everyone should know about. One has to do with the scholarship committee. Peggy Wolf is the chair of the scholarship committee. Benita was the chair, but she is no longer in that position, which was her decision. And Peggy is now chair of the scholarship committee. And furthermore, Lynn Green is no longer the treasurer. The treasurer is Herb Lickman. So I just wanted everybody to know that if they want to make a donation, they need to send it to Herb, or if they need to discuss something about the committee, they should call Peggy. And the other one has to do with the environment. I don't know how they put the information together. Nobody contacted the Environment Committee to find out, what they would like to have or what was important to provide the information, especially for new residents. But one of the things they did not include is use of water, because water takes a lot of energy. Hot water takes a tremendous amount of energy. So those things need to be added. So the question to Matt is, how do we get, who is it we contact to get these changes made?
Hi, Terry. Great
So,
question.
Matt, I can take that if you want.
Perfect. I was going to explain that you were the project lead on this.
Okay.
You've done an incredible amount of work on this, David, to just get something live, and that this is indeed still a work in progress. This is an ever evolving thing. So, David, if you wouldn't mind sharing, that'd be great.
Yeah. So thank you, Terry, and hi, everybody. So, so I'm going to be reaching out to everybody who is a current committee chair and sharing what we have currently and asking people if they have any changes to let me know by a specific date. So we will update the app to reflect the most current information. And just so everybody knows, one of the things that some of you have, which many of you don't have because you've lived here a long time, is we've created a very nice new resident welcome packet that includes a lot of the information that's on the app. So we only print 10 of those at a time on purpose because the information that it contains is evolving. But it's a really nice piece that gets sent out to a professional printer. So I'll be reaching out to everybody, and any changes you can send directly to me.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Maya Fine.
Yeah, it's a question for Sheila. How long is that exhibition going to be up?
Sheila?
Oh, sorry, I have to October, Meyer, and everyone, it will be up until October, so you'll have a lot of opportunity to see it and see it again and see it again.
Okay, thank you. And now Chef Eileen O'Donoghue.
Hi, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Just to, wish you all a very happy 4th coming up, and just to let you all know that we will have our Nosh barbecue Monday night down in the Nosh area, like we do every Monday night. For the summer months, we're having it down in Nosh. And then also on Tuesday, our meal time is between 4 and 6 on Tuesday for our barbecue up in Central for the 4th. That's it. Hope you all have a good 4th.
Okay, thank you. And Larissa Levitch.
Thank you, Jerry. To add to Eileen's and to make it even more exciting, we're gonna garnish the Independence Day barbecue with the concert. It's gonna be from 6 to 7:30. And this gives me an opportunity to remind you that starting July, based on the survey that we had a few months ago. Our evening concerts will begin at 7:30. Happy 4th.
Thank you. Any other comments before we turn it over to Matt? Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
All right. Hello, everyone. So Jerry, I think I started jumping on these Zoom chats, I think sometime in late May last year. And I haven't missed one yet. So that's almost between 56 and 60 of these consecutively. And I got to say, the first one I did, I was so nervous. And now I'm up to however many of these. And all this public speaking I've had to do in this role, I had to recently do a speech in front of, I think, 500 or 600 people. And when I got up there, I didn't even bat an eye. And somebody came up to me after and said, "You weren't nervous at all." And I laughed at them and I just said, "Well, you don't know what I do every week." And so, this has been not only a great experience for our community, but selfishly for me as a leader, it's been exceptional. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining. It's really great to get together and have these discussions. So thank you. Happy Independence Day to everybody. I hope you really enjoy yourselves. I will be on vacation, so you won't see me back here until Wednesday, the 12th of July. And I leave for vacation on Sunday. So Jessica Coleman, our Associate Executive Director, will be the one in charge while I'm gone. So you can do as you do for me, call the front desk, they'll put you through to Jessica, or send her an email. I am going to do my very best, and I'm going to say this out loud and hopefully it comes to fruition, to not check my emails and to really take a break and to just be with the family and relax. So please, if you send me an email, you will get an automatic response. The chances of me not responding are going to be very high. And so I just want to be clear with everybody up front so we know that. And I'll come back refreshed and hit it as hard as I can again. But looking forward to a good family vacation. So just a little heads up on that. And it also a nice opportunity for Jessica as well. She will shine. And if you haven't got a chance to get to know her yet, you're going to realize how exceptional she truly is. So that's happening. The big news of the day is the 5,000 elevator went down this morning, or last night, should we say. So that went down last night, and it sent the whole elevator bank into alarm, which shut off the elevator next to it as well. Good news, bad news. Good news, there's nothing wrong with the elevator that got shut off because of the alarm. Bad news, the other elevator is going to need some work. It doesn't pose any safety issues or challenges, the elevator that's down, but it has a mechanical challenge that'll keep it from operating. And so I have Fernando here with us. Fernando, if you want to explain a little bit about where we are right now and what's happening with the 5,000 elevator, I'd appreciate your professional input. That'd be great.
Go ahead.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jerry. Hi, everybody. Basically, what happened is 5:30 last night, we had one of the elevators go down. So security, it was making noise. It didn't actually go down, but we didn't feel it was safe for someone to ride. So what we did is we brought it to the first floor and we locked it off so no one can use it. Over the course of the night, the oil inside that particular elevator actually leaked out, believe it or not, and the motor overheated. So around 8:30 this morning, it's created smoke inside the elevator machine room, which set off the smoke detector, which put the whole building into alarm. And since that smoke detector went off inside that machine room, what it does is it automatically shuts down the other elevator as well. What it does is it brings it down to a floor, the door's open so people can get out, and then that elevator is not going to move anywhere. And in order to reset that elevator, the elevator company has to actually come out and reset it manually. It can't be, it's not something we can do. So we called this morning, they came out, and then they found the issue with the elevator that was leaking the oil, which is a whole nother discussion. They're going to have someone out to really take a look at why that oil leaked, where it leaked out, and what it's going to take to fix it. But I can tell you this, we're probably looking at weeks before that elevator is up and running again.
Thank you, Fernando. And you know,
Marsha Vanderchelli has a question.
Hi, this goes back to the festivities for the 4th of July. As of 2 days ago, the only reservation we could get was 5:45, which would mean that we would essentially have to miss the concert.
Larissa?
And then there was something ambiguous about walk-ins, so I'm totally confused about this.
All right, who's going to answer that?
Marcia, Eileen, maybe we together. It is my understanding that the barbecue is from 4 to 6. Am I correct, Eileen?
Yes, the barbecue is from 4 to 6. And if you can only get a reservation for 5:45 right now is because I believe we're fully booked. You can check at the host stand to see if there's any space out available on the patio area, because I know we extended some of the seating out by the patio area also.
It said something about walk-ins were also possible, so I was confused about that.
That would be for the patio, correct?
I
Jeff?
think
Was that the original? That was the original flyer. There was a change since then.
And Marcia, the concert on the 4th of July is going to be for more than an hour. It's going to be for an hour and a half. So let's say your seating is later, you will still have an opportunity to enjoy at least part of it.
Yeah. And I will share this. The first flyer went out and it was incomplete in its communication, and we got that feedback. Thank you to a few residents that brought that to our attention. And the food group got together again, went through it, and sent out the updated flyer where it talks about reservations are required for the barbecue. Outdoor seating is first come, first served, because there's limited seating outdoors. And that's where the language got a little bit tricky on the flyer.
You mean you don't need a reservation for outdoor seating?
You do, but it's first come, first serve for the outdoor seating. And that's also based on weather dependent.
So if you have a
So-
5:45 reservation, you might be able to do that outside or not.
Potentially, yes.
But otherwise, you're still stuck with the I mean, this was 2 days ago, as soon as we
Yeah,
could get. was
your
5:45.
reservation time is 5:45.
That implies that a lot of people are not going to be able to get to have a barbecue dinner on 4th of July. Because
Well, I
of
think
the,
there's a lot of seats between inside and outside.
okay,
right now we have over 120 reservations.
Which is more than what we do in a normal night.
I
yeah.
see.
I can just add another piece of information. This is Bruce Margolis. The flyer said there was another room. I don't remember the name of the room.
Yeah, the garden room, I
Sorry?
think it said garden room or,
Some other room, but not outside. Outside was reservations. Inside was reservations, except for this room, that room was for walk-in.
Oh, that's Copper Beach. That's Copper Beach room with the no reservations.
Correct.
So we always have the Copper Beach room that has no reservations, and what on the flyer that was, it's going to be still a buffet. But if you don't have reservations, you can go to the Copper Beach room, but you can do that every single night.
and you can do that
But
for the,
first come,
4th of
first serve again.
for the 4th of July, you could go over at 4 o'clock and take your chances.
Yes, for the Copper Beach room, yes.
But
I'm
but
sorry, I did not realize what you were trying to get out there, but because we have the outdoor seating as well, but it is the Copper Beach room is what you're talking
Okay,
about.
I
Yes.
think we've covered that. Frank Backner, go ahead.
This is about the elevators. A couple of months ago, I was coming out of the garage into the vestibule for the DE2 elevator in the 4000 building. And next to the elevator is a door that says elevator machine room. And out of that door came a man wearing a blue uniform. And he laughed and said, "Let's see if it works now." Push the button. And we got in the elevator and started up. And I said to him, maybe you can comment on this. In this relatively new facility, the elevators seem to constantly be breaking. Why is that? And he looked at me and he said, "See this?" And he pointed to the Otis sign. And he said, "If it were me, these are the people I would call. But instead, they've hired the low bid contractor." And he left it at that. And I wonder if you could comment on that.
Sure, Frank. Well, I'll say for starters, we had Otis as a service company. And the company we have now is not the lowest bid contractor. We found Otis's service to be far less than acceptable. We went from Otis to ThyssenKrupp. We found that ThyssenKrupp was not acceptable either. We had Kone. We found that Kone provided us the best service. We went back to Otis. Otis again did not provide the best service. Out of all the 3 service providers, went back to Kone finally because they're the most responsive. At this point in time, if this happened in the Otis elevator downstairs, I can promise you both elevators would still be down if we were dealing with the same experience we had with them in the past. So it's responsiveness, and trust me, we pay for it. It's an expensive thing.
Okay, Sid Josephi.
Matt, I think you're not done with your announcements, but
No, that's okay. Sid.
as long as we were back on the flyers for the barbecues, I never saw a flyer about Nosh. How are these flyers distributed? And maybe because I'm in the cottage, I didn't get it. Was it online or?
They come out in the foodie, which is attached to my Friday letter.
Oh, okay.
This Friday.
All right, I don't, fine.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sid.
guess we're back to
Okay. Should we talk about some good news? The Tesla has finally arrived. So when you pull in the garage on the right-hand side, for many of you, you've probably already seen it. It's a beautiful red Tesla Model Y. That'll be our livery vehicle here on campus. Again, it's going to be, it's just quite a show in terms of what we stand for. It's environmentally friendly. It's going to be great in terms of cost savings. It improves our productivity with employees, no trips to the gas stations, less maintenance. So we are quite excited about that. The next step for it now is to get the beautiful New Bridge logo right on the side so everybody knows it's us. But again, if you see a bright red electric vehicle show up in front of your house and you schedule transportation, that ride is for you. So we're very excited about it.
Matt, it's Fernando. Can I say one thing about the Tesla?
Please do.
We are still waiting for the charging system to be installed. We're waiting on a breaker. We hope to have that breaker here sometime next week. As soon as the breaker comes in, we will be installing the charging station for it. So just stand by.
Thank you, Fernando. This is just a request to the community. For those of you that have dogs, please do not allow them on the furniture and common areas. Just as a common courtesy, not only to our fellow residents, but for our employees who work very hard to keep our furniture clean and to take care of our spaces. Animals are a lot more destructive, I think, at times than we are, whether we realize it or not. And this is coming from a guy who has a 14-year-old 90-pound lab mix. And I'm constantly picking up to, I can't even talk, after that old fellow. So, but please just be mindful to everybody. I really appreciate that. I also want to clarify that there's been some concern in the community around the direction we are going in terms of communication. And I've heard some fears come out that people are concerned that Touchtown is going to replace the way that we communicate. And I just want to clear that up for everybody. The intention of Touchtown is to add to, not to replace our methods of communication. And here's the challenge in a community like this. We can communicate through email, we can communicate through phone calls, newsletters within your cubbies, Friday letters, Touchtown, and there's still going to be a group of individuals who would prefer another method of communication or who have said they have not been communicated to. We're doing everything we can to cover all the bases, but I can assure you all, it is not our goal to replace the communication methods we have here in our community. It's not a one-size-fits-all community, and we know that. So I just wanted to clear that up.
So we have a couple of questions again. So
Sure.
Masha Vannicelli.
Thanks. A question about the dogs. I thought the dogs were not allowed in the common area, so this seems like perhaps a change.
No, they're allowed in common areas as long as the owners have them on a leash and that they're in a safe space and being maintained after. They're not supposed, they're allowed to be in common areas from transition.
Right.
From one place to another. They're not
Right.
supposed to be sitting there and hanging out.
Oh, okay. They're only in transition, like going in and out. They're not supposed to be.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Okay, Linda Weinstein.
I would just like to go back to Matt's announcement about the Tesla and congratulate him and thank him for his interest in making this a greener and more sustainable community. And just a special plea, there are still lots of straws, which is a very little thing, but an indication of whether we really care about what's happening to us and our grandchildren. When we take a straw that we don't really need. If you have a medical need for it, of course, you need a straw. Otherwise, and I don't care if they're paper or plastic, they have to be dealt with as trash. And so just a friendly reminder, because it's just one of my things. And it's a very little adjustment for us to make in a lifetime of issues that affect us. Thank you.
Linda, I thought about you last night because I had dinner in Centro. I had a private dinner in Centro, and the server was great. And they came in and they asked, they didn't offer a straw. And they said, do you by chance need a straw? And they kind of paused and looked at me like, you shouldn't need one. And I thought to myself, well, that's great. The training is working. So I just wanted to share this.
It's not working for everybody, because I ate there last night and straws were just plopped down. Nobody asked. So I had to go through my usual spiel. So
Look
some
at
people
stuff, Eileen,
get the
yourself.
message and some people don't, apparently. But thank you.
Ann Barris, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry, I came in late. I did not know whether nosh for the barbecue was mentioned.
And it was mentioned, the Nosh barbecue will be on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Chef, any more information you're looking for, Ann? Because I do have Chef here. She can
And
clarify.
what are you doing on July 4th at Nosh?
So on July 4th, there's the barbecue in Centro, and July 4th in Nosh is your typical dinner service. Is that correct, Chef?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. And then lastly, I just want to make a plea to the community. Please be mindful if you leave either walkers or luggage carts in the doorways. What's happening is, and I put this in the letter, there are these blue buttons, and I'm sure you're all familiar with them, and they're automatic door openers. And when somebody has mobility challenges, it's really hard for them to hit the blue button if there's something in the way, poses another challenge. And so by having an object in the way, just by itself renders the blue button useless. So please make sure that there's nothing in the way of the blue button. Again, another common courtesy, something that I think some of us take for granted, but just a friendly reminder for the community as a whole. And so with that, those are my announcements for the day, and I'll take any questions.
Yeah. Anybody? Terry Union. Unmute, Terry. I'll do it.
Something wrong. Okay,
Go ahead.
I'm muted, unmuted.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so, I'm an ardent opponent to the plastic straws, just like Linda is, but also to the containers that are given to us for food that is carried out. And we have asked and asked and asked for disposable containers, which exist. And I wonder how long it's going to be before we get rid of those plastic things that aren't even recyclable. The bottoms aren't. And when the time will come, we will have compostable containers.
Barry, we know that it's the community's desire to have such a thing. And, it's also my desire. I think we're absolutely aligned on that. What I'm doing right now is focusing on the items that we absolutely must do in the culinary space. And some of those things right now are more immediate. So I will say in the future, I don't think it's in the immediate future. It's not lost. Thank you for bringing it up again. It's something that right now we're trying to just keep the train on the tracks when it comes to culinary and get our processes set up. So it's process dependent, not person dependent. So it's a little shift in direction. And so bear with me. I will
I'm
not
happy
forget.
about the cars. Wonderful.
I know.
Barbara Nadich.
Thank you.
This question actually for Chef Eileen. about the barbecue. In the past, and we have reservations for 5:30, supposedly on the patio in Centro. In the past, eating that late, there has been some issues of not enough food and running out of food of various characters. Given that you have the number of residents that are coming, are there going to be provisions for people taking certainly more than their fair share?
Yes, we always have to be prepared for that. And again, what it is the reservations. When we have a nice flow of people going through, we can keep up with the amount of food that we're making to keep the buffets full.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? You see anybody, David?
No.
Have a very, very happy 4th. We'll see you next Thursday. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Have a good vacation, Matt.
Happy
Have a vacation, Matt. Okay.